All right, let's set the scene. Picture a dark, silent house on a place called Weeping Lane. It's home to a man named Alistair. Now, from the outside, you'd think it's just a quiet place where someone's recovering. But inside, something else, something really disturbing, is going on.
So, how does Alistair see himself? Well, this quote says it all, doesn't it? The world looks at him and sees a frail, helpless man in a wheelchair, a cripple. But in his own mind, oh, he's something else entirely. He's a collector, an expert. He calls himself a connoisseur. And what he collects isn't art or fine wine, it's built on a foundation of pure, calculated deceit.
To really understand the monster that's hiding in plain sight here, we first have to watch the show. We have to see the meticulous performance Alistair puts on, day in and day out, for his caregiver, a young woman named Clara.
And this is where it gets wild. You've got two completely different realities happening in the very same room. You've got Clara, who sees a poor, grateful old man who needs her help. But in Alistair's world, she's just an audience for his masterpiece. She sees an old wreck that deserves a little kindness. He sees himself as an elegant ruin, something to be admired, but definitely not touched.
And listen, this isn't just some vague act of being weak. No. It is a full-on choreographed performance. Every little detail is rehearsed. The way his hand trembles just so, the perfectly timed sigh of gratitude, the raspy, weak-sounding voice. It's all part of the act, painting this picture of utter helplessness that Clara, well, she buys it completely.
So while Clara is showing him kindness, thinking she's bringing comfort to this poor man, what's going through his head? This is the chilling thought behind that grateful smile. Her compassion makes the harvest richer. To him, her kindness isn't a gift, it's a resource, something he's cultivating for his own dark and, as we're about to see, deadly purposes. Okay, so that's the performance, but every performance has a backstage, right? So now we're going to pull back that curtain and reveal the predator's reality, the one that's been hiding just beneath the surface this whole time.
It's all a lie. The whole thing. The feeble man, the grateful patient, the person who needs Clara's help to get through the day. It's a complete fabrication. It's a mask. And the emotions he's showing her are the exact opposite of the cold, hard revulsion he actually feels.
I mean, just think about that for a second. When Clara's fingers gently brush his leg to help him, he's not feeling comfort, he's not feeling gratitude. He feels a jolt of pure disgust. In his mind, her touch isn't an act of compassion, it's an offensive intrusion. And this right here, this is the absolute heart of the deception. That wheelchair, the ultimate symbol of his weakness, his confinement, is actually his greatest strength. It's not a prison, it's an arsenal. Because hidden away inside the armrests of that chair are his tools. And these aren't just any old weapons, they're instruments of precision. On the left, a scalpel, incredibly sharp. On the right, a garrote. His throne isn't for getting around, it's a perfectly disguised weapons cache. So, he's got the act down, he's got the weapons ready, now he just engineers the perfect environment. He's just waiting for that exact moment to drop the curtain and show her who he really is. Make no mistake, this is not a crime of passion. This is a cold, calculated hunt. First, he uses a storm outside as cover. Then, he creates a fake crisis, a rattling window, a problem only she can fix. He lets out a fake cry of fear to lure her down the hall. And all the while, the howling wind is the perfect cover for the soft whir of his wheelchair's motor as he silently follows. And in his mind, as Clara is walking down that hallway to help him, something just flips. She is no longer his audience, the exhibit for his performance. No, now she's become a specimen, an object to be collected, to be studied, and ultimately to be discarded. And that brings us here to the final horrifying moments of this whole thing, where the act completely falls away and all that's left is brutal reality. He waits. He watches. He picks the exact moment of absolute vulnerability. As she's up on her tiptoes, fiddling with the window latch, completely focused on helping him, she has no idea. Her back is turned to the real danger in the room. You know that hand, the one she thought was so frail, so weak and trembling? Well, right now, that same hand is closing around the hidden scalpel, and there's no tremor,
No hesitation. There's only the absolute steady control of a predator closing in.
And in that last second, as she starts to turn, probably to ask him a question, she finally sees him. Not the cripple she felt sorry for, but the cold, hard truth. Her eyes go wide as she finally understands what she's been taking care of all this time, a thing that literally feeds on the kindness she so freely gave.
And this might be the most disturbing part of all, because it tells you everything about how his mind works. To him, this wasn't an act of rage or violence. It was an act of art. A clean, precise move to bring her story to a neat close. In his twisted world, it was just punctuation.
So after it's all done, does he feel remorse, guilt? No, not at all. He feels a deep sense of peace, a satisfaction, because to Alistair, this is the only thing that's real. Not kindness, not compassion, but having absolute power and control over another person's life. So what are we supposed to take away from this just terrifying event? What does Alistair's worldview really tell us about the nature of evil itself? Well, Alistair himself offers a pretty chilling answer to that very question. And believe me, the monster isn't hiding where you might think it is.
And that's it, isn't it? That's the real horror. The most dangerous monsters aren't always the obvious ones, the ones that are easy to spot. Sometimes they're the ones that hide behind a mask of weakness, the ones that use your own compassion against you. They're the evil you willingly invite right into your home just because you feel sorry for them.